Hloni, what gives you hope?
Jesus. The fact that I'm alive gives me hope, because not a lot of people got to wake up. So, and I also know what that means, because at some point you don't want to wake up because life gets lifing, whatever. So this particular point, like, yeah, just opening up my eyes. There's hope, bruh. Yeah, there's hope. We can move. Let's move, you know.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
It's time for the upside of failure, and the amazing, dynamic, talented Hloni Modise Matau is in studio with us. Of course, she doesn't need a real introduction. I mean, if you know anything about music and what's happening currently in the country and the revolution that we are seeing of women just being recognized in the amazing way that they are being, you would know about Hloni Modise Matau. But Sister Hloni?
Hey, girl,
welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's so lovely to have you in studio.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
I want to start here because this is a question I get a lot.
Okay.
So I want to ask you,
Sure.
Ke Modise wako kae?
Wako Alex.
Okay. I love that because people ask me, Kgomotso, ke Modise wako kae?
Yeah,
And I say,
yeah.
wako Orlando.
Yeah, you know, but they look at you and they're confused.
Yes.
How Kwako Alex? Mara ke nnete, Kwako Alex.
Yes. No, I get that a lot. And they say, no, are you sure there's no one from Rustenburg? Do you get that too? No one from Rustenburg,
Yeah.
maybe somewhere in the Northwest. Oh, man, it's so amazing to have you today in
Thank you
studio.
so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
I mean, you know, when I saw that we're having you today,
Yeah,
I thought this is going to be so interesting because she must be so exhausted.
I am.
After last week,
Yeah.
I think you must still be tired.
Yeah, I'm tired emotionally, physically, all things tired. I think, yeah, my team and I need like a proper seven months break, if there's such a thing, because it takes a lot to be able to put up Basadi Music Awards. A lot. So I am tired. I'm really tired.
Well, listen, you don't look like your problems, and I think that's what matters.
Oh, wow,
okay?
girl.
No, what? Tired? What? No, you don't look tired. Not at all.
Thank you, Mamudise.
Listen, I want us to get into Basadi, but before we do,
Sure.
you know, I think there's a person behind Basadi.
Right.
And you are that phenomenal person, you know, a young lady that is just doing amazing things in this space. I want you to take me to Hloni in Alex, in what? In the 80s? The young Hloni in the 70s, the 80s, 90s?
Yeah. I was born in the 80s.
So 90s.
Yeah, 90s. Yeah, 90s. Hloni started having a life of her own, I suppose. Yeah. So, born and bred in Alex, I think I considered myself as a weirdo as I was growing up, because when other kids were playing Nanikinka, you know, the kids around the streets and have them come and learn at my dad's garage.
Yeah.
So every time I went to school, I made sure that I listened extra in class so that I can come and teach the kids at my Kostra thing from Ko Alex. So I've always been a firm community builder. I started this thing when I was very young. That's why I learned how to do a business proposal when I was at that age. Because when you go and ask people to say you're doing an event, and they're like, okay, put it on paper, and then we'll be able to support you. So I needed to learn how to do that stuff. And I was always big on rallying my friends up to say, hey guys, let's do this. Every time when we sit with my friends, they're like, oh, this girl. When we're growing up, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. But yeah, that's Hloni, hey, in a nutshell, that's me. Community building. Yeah, community builder in heart.
And the signs of leadership were already there in you.
Yeah, I when you look back, because you like, everybody's listening to you, they want to know, okay, what's the plan? What are we going to do? What's the vision? And from that time, I would be like, okay, we're going to take 20 grannies from Soweto and Alex. We're going to go to Joburg Theatre, which it's now called Joburg Theatre, but it was called the Civic Theatre at the time.
Yes.
And it's a full circle now. That is the home of Basadi Music Awards, because my first big project from qualificationing to say we're taking our moms to a fancy place was actually at Joburg Theatre many years ago. So, yeah, I think the signs of leadership have always been there. I mean, at first I thought I was going to be the first female president of South Africa, you know, when I was growing up.
Listen, it can still happen, girl.
No, girl, I'm good. I'm good. But yeah, from a very young age, I've always taken this leadership position.
Yes.
Not an easy role to take on, but yeah, I've always taken that role.
Listen, I respect people that can do events. Yeah, people that can plan anything and
Yeah.
put things together.
Right.
I respect them. And I respect them because people don't really realize how much work goes into this.
100%.
And clearly that this is a skill that you had been sharpening as a younger person as well. You know, being able to organize that, to say, we are going to meet here, these are the logistics, I'm booking this place, I'm going to call them go Civic,
Yeah.
center. That is real events planning.
Yes.
And you did you have any idea what it was preparing you for?
No, absolutely not. I mean, for me, it was just like on to the next. There was no 5-year plan. There was no. It was always okay. We did this event. Okay, and then you sit down and I'm like, okay, maybe let's do. I think one of the ones that was very close to my heart was taking all the kids, Bako, the matriculants and Alex, putting them in one hall
Yeah.
to celebrate the top achievers. So I had to call different companies and ask for, can you sponsor with food? Can you sponsor with trophies? Can you sponsor with... So there's always what's next after. So because I suppose I always want to do something, but I never in a million years thought I'd end up here.
Yeah.
Never in a million years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's it like growing up in Alex during that time? You know, I've got an issue with how our townships have been portrayed and were portrayed for the longest time in
Right.
the media. You know,
Yeah.
many people, when you say Alex, even back then, I think people were thinking, oh my goodness, it's so dangerous, it's so violent. My ginza, di tsotsi. And people say that about Soweto too,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
People say,
yeah.
yo, you grew up in Soweto. And it was the 90s. Wasn't that dangerous?
Not at all. I think in our time, it was actually great growing up in Alex because sense of community. You know, no hosna that thing a child will go hungry. We're a community. If you don't have sugar, you get sugar this side. If there's no food this side, you can go ask for food. It was safe. You know, we didn't look at our uncles in a funny way. You know, I can sleep at Uncle Mang Mang. And I had it. Well, that was my experience of growing up. Go, Alex. It was great, man. Community, friendship. Challenges will be there here and there, but I mean, I learned everything that I learned from Alex. So for me, it's a different story altogether. It was actually a blessing to be there. Community, school was great. I mean, now that our kids are in these other schools now, you're like, that time you didn't have to pay for athletics, you didn't have to pay for netball, you didn't have to pay for... We had all of these things at our disposal that we took for granted at the time.
Yeah.
But now you sort of see that we actually had it great. We really had it great because we were taught a lot of skills. We were taught either to cook,
Yeah.
to knit, are you a soccer star? Are you, so from there, then I also found my niche of saying that, okay, maybe I like doing events. Let me organize this. If there's a soccer tournament, then maybe let's have an after party of the soccer tournament. And these are the skills that I learned.
You've always been that person, and I think it's beautiful because I think you may not have realized what it was setting you up for.
Yes.
But it was the preparation that you needed.
100%.
It's how you
100%.
needed to start.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Because I wouldn't have known how to put together a document for Basadi Music Awards had it not been the basics that I learned at that time. And I learned that from, community business owners that said, this is how you put together a document and ask me for KFC to buy dijo for Bonkhon. So that's how I had to learn. They would say, they wouldn't approve. I remember I was so frustrated at the time because I didn't know how to do it. So this guy said, put it together and then let me review it. And then he'd send it back to say it's not approved and then fix it. And then, so at that time I was frustrated, but he was setting me up because now when I put sometimes documents, I always make reference to that, to the lessons that he taught me at the time.
It's the upside of failure right
Yeah.
here on 702 Afternoons. My guest is the lovely Hloni Modise Matau. She's in studio with me this afternoon, the founder and CEO of Basadi in Music Awards. We're going to be taking your calls and your WhatsApps on 072-702-1702. Get in touch with us. What do you want to say to Hloni? And what would you like her to know about the work that she's doing? We'll be taking more of your calls and your voice notes after this.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
It's the upside of failure right here on 702 Afternoons. My amazing guest is the lovely Hloni Modise Matau, and she is the founder and CEO of Basadi in Music Awards. I call her the brains of Basadi in Music Awards. And if you didn't see the amazing ceremony festivities that they had last week, you need to take a look back on social media because it just looked so beautiful. It looked amazing. FOMO while we were watching on the socials. Hloni, so you are in Alex, you are growing up as a young woman, And of course, where does it start to even think that you could get to Basadi in media? Because I understand that you have a PR background as well.
I do. And there's a big story around this PR story. I'm like,
Okay.
every time when I talk about this, I'm like, what have I not done? I've carried the bags, I've done PR, I've done artist management, I've done being a recording company owner. I've tried everything in this industry. But I like I'm telling you that I never thought Basadi would be the ultimate. Like everything else was preparing me for that.
Yes.
I mean, with the eventing spaces, I got to meet a lot of artists, especially the ones that came from Alex, because at school, you know, when you're organizing events, you'd have to call on the artists or soccer players that are doing well but are from Alex and ask them to come and participate, go whatever events. So, you know, it made me really cool. So thank you, Revolution. Shout out, because they always came through. But then I got a call to say I must come and work at this other company, and it was a booking company. So you book artists for shows. So if they want artists, they use those as like agents, right? I worked there for like 3 months. My boss hated me.
Why did your boss hate
Oh man, she hated me.
you? Were you talking too much? Were you that girl? Did you have a lot to
I
say?
didn't talk too much. That's the thing. I got there, and I don't know. You know this thing when someone just doesn't like you. I mean, and it was a very small office, and the things that she used to say, like I don't like you. That's just this thing about you. Like I don't like you. Your body's not good for this business. I don't think you're cut out for this industry. And I had to work underneath the desk because I couldn't, you know, look at her all the time. And I remember the 3rd month after I got my salary, I went to Rosebank with my cousin and I was like, we need to blow this money, bruh. I don't want anything that's going to associate me with that woman. And then we moved because she literally broke me.
Sure.
And then 2 weeks later after that, someone that interacted with me during the booking agent situation then phoned me to say, hey, there's a marketing assistant position available at Hloni Music. Now I'm getting into the ropes of the industry. Once I got there, I was a marketing assistant, and yeah, I didn't do so well.
Well, before we move there, I mean,
Yes.
did you feel that was one of your first failures at the time?
I did because I'm not one to give up, right? I'm not one to give up. And I felt like I questioned myself a lot to say, was I supposed to stay through that abuse and see where it's going to take me? I didn't feel good about myself. For a while, I didn't feel good about that decision. And also because you just got an opportunity to work, and now you are taking that away. So it's like, how do you now, you know, but like what is this one doing? You know.
Yes.
So I think that was one of my feeling, like, okay, maybe I didn't do well in this particular area. But I think after that, it set me up. I'm grateful for that, because had it not happened, then I wouldn't have gone to Hloni Music, because I would have not been available. So it set me up to go to the next level of life.
And how do you process that failure? I mean, you're pretty young, you know, and you're thinking, oh, this is a big break for me. I'm a big girl. It's my first big girl job, really. How do you process that?
I took it hard. I think it actually made me remember of there was a TV show that we did when we were kids. It was called Kgomotso Groundbreakers.
Yes.
So
I was actually about to ask you about that.
You know that?
Yes.
So I mean, Kgomotso Groundbreakers. I think it was before the job situation, because I took that pretty hard as well, because 13 weeks on TV. Mind you, I never even watched one episode of it, because every time it played, I walked on the streets. I couldn't bring myself to watch myself on TV because I'm so critical of myself. But then it's when everybody's looking at you and thinking, she's made it, brah. This one, she's made it. She's on TV, 13 weeks, life is changing.
Yeah.
And life didn't change. 13 weeks later, life didn't change. Life was the same. And I remember there was this kid that said, why did you fail? He called me a failed TV star.
How? That's so mean.
But
this is you. You're on TV, but you're still in Alex.
Yeah. So I get it. What we're thinking is, if you're on TV, successfully,
you've made it.
You've made it.
Yeah, what do you mean you still live here?
You know what I
How are you
mean?
still my neighbor? Yes.
But then, so I think it was that, and then it was this one hit hard, because I think what she said mentally, it hurt me. I didn't realize mental health things as a kid at a time. You don't understand these things.
Yes.
But so And I've never met that woman ever again. I wonder now, because I'm just like, I want to see her. And I'm like, is my body good enough for the industry now?
Oh man.
Because she really did. No, she was not okay. But I think I really took that. Yeah, I took that hard. I really took that hard.
And what are the lessons of this failure that you carried with you into Sony? Now this is a new opportunity. Again, you're seeing this big door open, but you've got this wound, what feels like a bit of a wound, right?
Yeah.
That has lowered your confidence maybe even a bit?
Yeah, my confidence was, you see now you just helped me clear up something. Because when I got to Sony, I always, the first months at Sony were not really that great because I wasn't doing well. I didn't perform well at the marketing assistant job. And it was more of an administration part, and I didn't do so well. And I beat myself up, but you just helped me unlock something. That maybe that wound from that time, I carried it into that space.
Yeah.
And therefore, what I think I normally can do, I'm now not able to do, because previously I was doing admin work and I was great at it. I didn't leave because I was bad at my job. I left because of the treatment. But then when I got to this next job, then it then affected me to think like that. But then, when my boss sat me down to say, you can see it's not working out, and I just said to him, listen, give me 3 months and put me doing community PR work. If I don't do, if I fail at this one, then you can let me go. And then he said, you've got 3 months. And in this 3 months, if you don't perform, then you're out of Sony.
And you made it count.
Everybody, all the promotion team people had cars. I didn't have a car. We were using meter taxis at the time. So I formed a relationship with the meter taxi guy. And then I called all the community radio stations, then went to visit all of them. Let me just say, 2 weeks after the job, all the artists that I was handling had artist interviews. I mean, you can speak to us, Sis Andile Khadishiwa. She'll tell you the stories of the meter taxis. Because I just refused to take an L. I'm good at what I do. The resources right now are not great, but I'm not going to allow them to stop me from accomplishing what I needed to accomplish. And then that's how the PR journey started. That's when I was like, okay, maybe I'm good at this.
Yes. And I really appreciate the resilience, of being able to say, okay, I might not be good at this, but there's definitely something that I am good at.
Yeah.
And I'm going to find that.
Yes.
Where does that spirit come from?
My family. I think my parents. My parents were, they used to make the best out of whatever, So even if that particular night there's no seshabo, but we are going to sleep laughing, creating beautiful things out of nothing. I learned that trait from my parents. And then the community leaders from Alex as well contributed quite a lot to that spirit, because I would see what Ntate Linda Twala would have to do to make sure that he gets, an American audience to listen to him talking about the community of Alex and helping him getting, to help the Boma Alex. So then I started learning. Then I was like, okay, cool. I need to grow some crocodile skin nyana and then be able to see things through.
And being able, I think it's beautiful also what you mentioned about being able to see others in your community doing that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we realize just how important that is. And it's because sometimes the people won't come back and say, hey, Hloni, I watched you during that time at Sony when you were struggling.
Yeah.
And this is what I took from you.
Yeah.
But I think a big lesson here is that we are always watching.
And that is because every time when you meet someone, they're like, I remember you from. And then you're like, I didn't realize that people watch. And also that's very weird because I watched. And then because I would say, when this was happening, you did this, I learned this from you and whatever. I take a lot of lessons from that. I learned a lot. I mean, even when I was at Sony, I made sure that I went to every department to sort of understand what each department was doing so that I don't just become just a PR girl. And I come out of that knowing and understanding the business of recording music.
Well, she's not just a PR girl. She's the founder and CEO of Basadi in Music Awards, and she's in studio with us this afternoon. Her name is Hloni Modise Matau, and we're going to be taking your calls and your voice notes. In fact, I can see some of your voice notes coming in, sending your messages for her. The number to dial, if you want to give us a call, is 011-882-0702. Alternatively, send me a WhatsApp on 072-702-1702.
Let's walk the talk.
702.
It is the upside of failure right here on 702. And my lovely guest in studio is Hloni Modise Matau. She is the founder, CEO, the brains behind Basadi in Me Music Awards. And she's with me today in studio. I'm having such a fantastic time with you today. It feels like I've known you forever.
Okay, go.
Right? And I think that many of the people that, are sending us voice notes, which we are going to take a listen to, are going to be speaking about the person that you are and what they know you to be. In fact, let's take a listen to one of them.
Hey, Kgomotso. Yeah, look, this is Isaac Mangena. You are sitting with a very amazing, exceptional woman, young woman there. Let me add that. Inspirational. I know her. She knows me from Alex as well. And I think one of the things that we met some time back when I was doing stories, when I was still a journalist, and she basically the event, things that she's been doing in Alex, the good things that she's been doing in Alex. I used to basically give her that platform to basically make sure that people are aware of it, cover her events, and also where she's asking for donations for this and that, and go to the event and cover it again so that next year others can also come on board. So she's been this inspiring person, even to some of us who were like a little bit older than her, but she was a very inspiring person, very pushing. She's she if you want something, she'll basically come for it. So yeah, you've got a very good person at heart there, and I think there's a lot that young girls from townships that often people look down at them, like Alex, to basically learn a lot from and know that it's possible for women, it's possible for her, and she really has made it, and we're proud, and I'm sure the township is also proud of her. So I used to basically do these stories for community newspapers, and also for some of the News 24, Media 24 papers like City Vision and so forth. So yeah, she is. Hi, Hloni.
Tony, you know Isaac.
Isaac! Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can see you're tearing up.
Oh my God.
I think it's so amazing. It's so beautiful when someone older
Oh wow.
says you are inspirational. You inspire them. It's such a beautiful compliment. Yeah.
Wow.
I can see you. I can see you crying. Let's take another voice note and have a listen.
Isaac. Wow.
So I have known Hloni since we're young. In fact, we were friends from grade one, right, Tommy? Hloni, watching your journey has been truly inspiring, friend. While many people know you today as a successful businesswoman, those of us who've known you for years understand that leadership has always been a part of who you are. You've always been trailblazing. You've always been brave, fierce, confident. You've consistently demonstrated strength, courage, and confidence, friend. And this is in everything that you did. Your fierce determination, bravery in the face of challenges, and just strong belief in yourself have always set you apart. You're meant for the sky, Chomi. Actually, not even the sky, for the galaxy and beyond. I wish you the very best. I'm hoping you will, from this message, recognize who this is. But I did drop you a note to say, I'm listening. Very best to you, Chomi. Sharp.
Oh, you see, you're making my guest tear up. Now she's tearing up here in studio from your lovely voice notes. I want to tell you though to keep them coming. We are taking more of your voice notes on 072-702-1702. While I see you need a bit of time to compose yourself, I think let's take one of your songs that you have mentioned as a favorite song. Male Ke Tlo Fihla. That's one of my favorite songs too.
Yeah.
It's just the reassurance about the song, right?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
You see now.
Okay, let's take the song first. We'll talk about it
Wait a
after.
minute.
Pamudimo, power high moya, oh halalela, ang tumalifatsing lena, kamorero lesepio kamo, power balerato, kimototo kabona, pamponsatsela, pantataisa, pangsupisa, monnetelinteng, parehona, otlafisha, moyanteng, parna, lena, otlafisha, moyanteng, lena, get la fisha, moyanteng, lena, kilo fisha,
It's the beautiful and soulful sounds of Malay Kitlofihla, and it's the choice of my beautiful guest who's in studio this afternoon. Kitlofihla is translated to be "I will arrive." No?
Yeah.
That is the direct translation.
Yeah,
Do you
that
feel
is.
like you've arrived?
No, not yet. Not yet. There's still a lot of work that one needs to do. So, ke sa tlo fihla, ke so fihla. Yeah, ke sa tlo fihla.
Well, we should say, Ufihlile, you have arrived where you ought to be now in your life, right?
Okay.
And we must recognize the way you are right now and enjoy the moment that you are in right now. I think
Thank
the
you.
two voice notes show just how amazing you're doing.
I'm like, I didn't expect that at all. Like, I used to harass him. He didn't mention that part.
Yes.
Because missing any of my events was not an option for him. But he's been there throughout Iris. And this is when I thank God for the people that have been in my life. Isaac is also one of those people that I thank God for every day. He's been there from the beginning. And oh my God, Jomi. Oma, yeah, that's my friend. We went to, from grade 1 together.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's been there. So she knows it all. She's been
Yes.
there. I love her to bits, man.
Oh, that's absolutely beautiful. I admire people also who can keep friendships for that long. You know, someone who says I've been friends with this person
know.
since we were 5, and I say,
know.
yeah, you must be doing something right.
I know.
And those are beautiful
know.
friendships.
Mm.
Speak to me then about when Basadi comes up, because I want to fast forward from Sony.
Yeah.
You now gathering all these connections, I imagine, but also I think your eyes are being opened to the women in this space and the amazing work that they are doing.
Right.
At what point do you think there aren't awards for women in this space, and I'm going to be the person to start them?
So, I mean, I've been in the industry for what now, 20 years. That does make me sound old, right? I'm not that old, guys. I'm only 42. But throughout my journey, I've seen just how hard women had to work just for a simple recognition. I mean, I remember I learned quite a lot when I was at Sony. But I remember there was a day when I resigned. I was like, this is the ceiling here. There's no way that I'm going to beat it. I need to move on. But then in that, I had created a lot of relationships with women in the space. I've been so blessed to work with all of these dynamic queens. Mam Spongile Kumalo, Mam Letambu, all of these big giants in the industry. And I've learned so much from them and their stories, like your sis Andiles, like I was telling you. But there's always been a thought that we need to create a space where women can be celebrated. It was an idea that was there, but I packed it. So I have a little box of ideas. I write it down and I put it away.
Yeah.
So when COVID hit, then, because I was speaking to a lot of them, because of the relations that I have with a lot of them, there needed to be a space to boost up the morale And it was just like, okay, maybe this is time.
Yeah.
And when you're saying this is time, it's not because you've got the budgets to do it, but I was rich because of the friends that I had the skill set to be able to help me to put this thing together. I mean, all it did, we just I called, and then here's the idea. Tobile, you know how to do social media. Mama, you know how to do PR. Mama, you know how to do a logo. Let's start doing this thing together. And then call Joburg Theatre again to say we'd like to we've got this concept, we'd like to launch it. All we've got right now is just an idea. And then we just sent out invites and we went to Joburg Theatre.
But I can imagine that too wasn't without setbacks and
Yeah.
hurdles.
Oh, absolutely. Always. I mean, when you don't have capital, let's put it like that. When you don't have capital, life becomes difficult because you don't have money that's readily available for you to be able to do things, which means that you have to seek for sponsorship, you have to seek for help from people and so on. So, and you don't always get the yeses. And the strength then and the resilience, I suppose, is pushing forward even when, you get 100 no's and you still push forward. I mean, we had a venue and the venue said we can sponsor with food. And then we had someone said, okay, I'll sponsor with flowers. And then someone said, I'll sponsor with something else. And then, we sent out invites. And then I think I was sitting with Mom Abigail at the changing room. We're getting our faces done. And I was terrified. She knows. I was terrified because I was like, because this is a new concept and we're brave enough to invite the best in the best of females in South Africa, are they going to attend something that they don't know of? And once we walked in, Le Mam Abigail, and we saw all those queens in that room, that was validation that Basadi Music Awards is a much needed property in this country.
Oh, it's all the reassurance that you needed.
Yeah. That moment when we walked and we saw everybody, I mean, it was crazy. You see Sizintlanta from our figures, or you see Sis Kendi, there's KB, there's Makadzi, and all in one room coming to just say, we want to celebrate the space because it's a much needed space. That was a validation for me and my team to say, okay, we're on the right track.
It's the upside of failure, right, on 7:02 afternoons, and I'm with the lovely Hloni Modise Matau. She's going to give us a lot more, and some of her favorite music is also coming up right after this.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
It's the upside of failure, right, on 7:02, 10 minutes before 3. And my guest this afternoon is the dynamic Hloni Modise Matau. She's the founder, CEO, the brains behind Basadi in Music Awards. And she's with us this afternoon in studio. Hloni, what gives you hope?
Jesus. The fact that I'm alive gives me hope because not a lot of people got to wake up. So, and I also know what that means because at some point you don't want to wake up because life gets lifing, whatever. So this particular point, like, yeah, just opening up my eyes. There's hope, bruh. Yeah, there's hope. We can move. Let's move,
And I hope that the lovely messages that you're getting this afternoon also give you a bit of hope that you're doing something right.
It's the validation that I needed, especially today. I think it's the validation that I needed. So I'm so grateful for these messages because sometimes you do need people to just, because when you're in the midst of it, you don't see. And when it gets heavy and whatever, so at this point when someone says, hey, we can see, it's a tap on the shoulder. Yeah, I too need that.
So when you're on the WhatsApp lines, it's Sibal Kulu saying she's saying you are Black excellence. And then she says, please ask your guest about the exposure and experience that she went through thus far and how she has changed things or made things slightly easier for those who are following in her footsteps, how she will be elevating those that follow to greater heights as she is Black excellence.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
It is
Thank you so
amazing.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So with Basadi Music Awards, I was really intentional, and we said with the team, it's not about just the weekend, which is the evening gowns and stuff. It's the build-up events that, for me, are very important because through that you can do, skills transfer. You get an opportunity for people to come and learn and understand different, spaces of the music business. So there's a bigger goal once we get that major sponsor putting out in the universe. But in the meantime, we are, those workshops. So we just did an internship program right now where we had, I think it was 25 interns coming to work behind the scenes, Basadi Music Awards. We understand also the fact that it's hard now to get work. You need to have experience. So if we can be able to give you that experience, then at least you got something from Basadi Music Awards. So we hope that the little contributions that we're making opens up some people's doors. And I think Monique Bangham actually said that she, in her whole entire career, she's never experienced anything like she's experienced over the weekend. And all I say to her is that I hope it opens greater doors for her. And then, so that she gets to also, get to, so just being able to contribute in that space is I suppose we're all on our way.
Yeah.
I think.
Hloni, Billie Eilish.
Yes.
Talk to me about the song Birds of a Feather.
So my kids laugh at me why I like the song. And the truth is that it just makes me happy. And every time when I'm feeling low or something, I just play that song and I dance to that song. And after that, you can't touch me, because then I would have released. It's such a light song for me, and I just feel light when I listen to that song.
Well, I hope that the listeners also get to experience that. Let's take a listen to Billie Eilish.
I want you to stay till I'm in the grave, till I rot away, dead and buried, till I'm in the casket you carry. If you go, I'm going too, 'cause it was always you. And if I'm turning blue, please don't save me. Nothing left to lose without my baby. Birds of a feather, we should stick together. I know I said I'd never think I wasn't better alone. Can't change the weather, might not be forever, but if it's forever, it's even better. And I don't know what I'm crying for. I don't think I could love you more. It might not be long, but baby, I'll love you till the day that I die. Till the day that I die. Till the
Billie Eilish, right, on 702. It's Birds of a Feather, and it's one of the favorite songs of my guest this afternoon, the lovely Hloni Modise Matau in studio. Hloni, what's next for you? I think what you've done with Basadi is already so amazing that some may be looking and thinking, what more is there for this lovely lady to achieve?
So Basadi was not meant to be a South African thing. That's why we went Pan-African for the first time this year. The 5-year goal, when they asked me on the first year to say, what is your 5-year goal? I said, a poster on, hip-hop category, for example, and you have Boy T competing with the likes of Cardi B and stuff. That's how far I'm thinking. So, and because we can, the ladies are very much capable of doing that. All they just need is space. And also those big artists to come to South Africa to realize just how much greatness we've got. So there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And in the next 5 years, I'm hoping when I come here and I say, okay, that's done. Yeah.
And it will happen, listen, from your lips to God's ears.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
We do believe that that's going to
Amen.
happen. Hloni, we've run out of time. There's just
Can you
never
believe it?
enough
Like,
time.
hasn't been an hour
Yeah,
already?
it's been a whole
I need
hour.
like 3 hours next time.
No, I think so. The entire show. There's lots more to get into.
Yeah, sure.
Where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm very bad with social media. But on Instagram, you must just say Hloni Modise Matau. They'll find me. I don't know these handle things. I always struggle.
Yes.
Yeah, but Hloni Modise Matau, you'll find me on Facebook. So, yeah, Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I don't do X.
You don't do X?
No.
You're the second person here today that says you don't do X.
X is for the strong people.
Yeah. But toxic. That's
Yeah.
what they say.
Kaitaba. Kaitaba.
The lovely Hloni Modise Matau, we appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much
Thank you
for what
so
you are
much.
doing.
Oh man, thank you so much. This means a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Spend your afternoon
With Relebogile Mabotja.
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.